Good morning, folks. We're not the Walking Dead. We're just plain living here.
I think we're kind of the sitting dead. Good morning. Are you John Gray?
I'm John Gray.
I'm Peggy Burton.
Who
And I'm Jim
you?
Fuller. We always have to do that when we start the show, just to see if
See
we
if we're
remember
alive.
who we are.
can remember who we are. Yeah. Gosh, that's amazing how we've changed in the last 25 years.
I
isn't it?
know.
It is.
It
It
is. We
Read
went
them.
through a series of pictures.
Yeah.
I saw something interesting. There was 4 or 5 sisters that had been taking a picture at the same time every year for something like 40 years.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
I did
It was
see that,
interesting.
yeah.
I wish I'd done that with my sister.
Guess who I saw this morning on the Today Show? The Bionic Woman. You remember her,
I
Lindsay
do.
Wagner?
Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
do.
She's
still
like, this
looking
is
fine?
40 years out from that. Well, she's in this movie, Samson.
Yeah.
This new movie, Samson. She still looks good.
Oh, yeah.
She still looks good. I mean, of course, those people have trainers and money, and they can
Masseuses.
go.
Somebody to give them a massage every day and do facelifts and all that good stuff.
That's like I was talking to somebody the other day about, after Armageddon and everything else is gone, there'll be nothing left to approach but Keith Richards and the cockroach. And because you can't kill either one of them. And I forget who it was telling me that back in the day, those guys, like those bands like that, would go to
Yeah.
Europe before they would go on tour and have their blood cleansed.
Ow.
Have a transfusion and get all new, good, clean blood in before they
That
started
sounds
out.
tiresome, doesn't it?
And I asked somebody, I asked this, I forget who it was, told me that. I said, I wonder what they did with Keith Richards' old blood.
Oh,
And he
goodness.
said, they mixed it 1 part to 200,000 and killed crabgrass with it.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't know that was even an option a person would have to have their blood taken out and new blood put in.
If you got that kind of money, you can do anything
if
you
you're
want.
sick, I understand that. When my son was
Well,
born,
they
they
were
talked
sick.
of doing that because he had yellow jaundice. They talked about replacing his blood, but they actually didn't. So I knew it was a possibility, but I can't imagine wanting it done.
I have to say, I'd never heard that before.
I'd just keep my old blood, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you got that kind of money and you need to
However,
clean up.
if something worked for Keith Richards,
Oh,
obviously.
yeah.
He's
keep
still
it
here.
going. And a lot of them do the oxygen thing.
How
you
old
know.
is he? Keith Richards is in his mid-70s.
At
At
least.
least, yeah. He may be
yeah,
older
so-
than that, but he's at least. I'd say that crew's about 75, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to a WSM-AM yesterday morning, and Exile, the band Exile, was on there, and they were talking about their longevity, and they are the oldest continuing band. Somebody said they're the oldest continuing band in the world,
Wow.
and over 50 some odd years. And then one of the guys said, no, there's a band in England who started about 2 months before we did. So really, they're the oldest one in the world. They were obviously the oldest one in the United States. That the same members. Because most of them, somebody dies
Somebody
off.
dies and they replace somebody. I think that's phenomenal. I think that's great. That's
It
one
is.
beautiful thing about music.
Oh, for sure.
You can keep doing it. It's like playing golf. You can keep playing.
It's quite,
Tennis.
it's quite an
No,
accomplishment.
well, tennis is harder.
But it depends on how competitive
Yeah.
you want to be.
Well, but it takes so much energy.
Right.
Golf doesn't take that kind of energy, does it?
Well, or you could go to the Senior Citizen Center here in Tullahoma every morning and join the pool group
Yeah,
that
they-
shoots pool over there. That's something you can do forever.
You can go
That's
to,
true.
Go swim every day. There's lots of things you can do here in this town. Take a dance class Tuesday at 3 o'clock
That's
at the
right.
senior building. Learn to move.
All of that stuff's really good for you, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is.
Anytime you can move, it's good for you.
Yeah. I find it amazing that all the members of the Rolling Stones, for instance, that they all get along for this many years.
you'd think that
usually
eventually
somebody gets
Right.
an ego thing, or
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah.
But they have hung in there together.
It's truly amazing, I think, that they all get along.
That's
you know.
great. It really
And
is.
who's the one that singer? I can't remember right now what's his name.
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger. What a set of lips
Well,
he's
Rod
got.
Stewart.
Oh, well, Rod Stewart to me he's always been one of my
And
favorites.
he
Me
has
too.
moved into big band music. He
I
sings all
found
kinds of
that
stuff.
I have got to where I didn't used to particularly be a big fan of Rod Stewart, but I just discovered it one day on YouTube that he's doing all this old stuff.
Isn't that good? I know, I love
he
it.
is, and I don't know. He's got his arrangements are a little bit different, you
And
know.
they're nice.
Yeah. Oh,
they're
yeah.
just
Wonderful.
really nice to
I
listen
discovered
to.
him
Yeah.
5 or 6 years
Very,
ago.
very
and-
talented.
So,
Maggie May.
Maggie May.
He did a song that I happened to see on YouTube, Just the Way You Look Tonight.
I love that.
I love that song, and I thought, I think I can do that, and so
Did you try it?
I had the karaoke stuff. I ordered the karaoke stuff,
Yeah.
downloaded it. I can't do that the way he does it. You know, I don't know what it is.
You
I
got to
mean,
practice for a long time.
Yeah, you would. I maybe could get it in a few months, but I thought, what is it about this guy that I can't do
Well,
that?
there is
you
something
know,
about that
but
He's
person that
good.
continues
Yes, he
to
is.
rehearse.
He's a professional.
Yeah.
Continues to rehearse.
Well, and your voice
Yeah.
grows. I mean, it does if you take care of yourself.
Well, and it's like Jimmy Durante. It didn't matter what he sang. Somehow you loved it, although his voice was awful. You know what I mean?
Well, he was an entertainer. He was
an
like
entertainer,
Satchmo.
yeah.
He was an
Satchmo.
entertainer.
He wasn't
Entertainer.
a vocalist.
No.
And Piggy is a
Sammy
boy.
Davis Jr. wasn't a very good drummer, wasn't a very good singer, wasn't a very good dancer, but he was an incredible entertainer.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was. He was awesome.
And that nuance does away with all those other things.
Well, I know you guys. Did you watch the Super Bowl? Am I supposed to bring up
Of
football?
course.
I mean, wouldn't it? Philadelphia just went wild, but a lot of people gave Pink a hard time about the national anthem. But she was suffering from the flu. I thought it was amazing she pulled it off.
I thought it was too.
What kind of a hard
Yeah.
time would they give her about that?
Well, just some people went on.
Well, it happens.
Oh, you know,
it's,
They give
it's an
anybody
internet
a hard
thing now.
time,
People
yeah.
are going to criticize you no matter
Regardless
what.
of what
know,
you
just-
do, you can.
You know,
Some
and a
people
lot of
live
people,
for that.
a lot of people said that the halftime show that Prince had said before he died that he never wanted to be dead and singing a duet with somebody, and of course there he was on a 40-foot tall banner singing with
Singing
Timberlake.
With Timberlake, yeah.
And then on the other side of that, people thought how great that was because Prince was
Yeah.
from Minneapolis, and that was a wonderful tribute to him. So you can't please
you
them.
can't ever
Yeah,
please
right.
everybody.
Can't
and,
please 'em.
and nor should you even try. If you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. But
Please
I'm
yourself.
the Super Bowl, either way it went, would have been a good story. It would have been the dynasty of the Patriots, or the first Super Bowl win ever for one of the greatest sports towns in the United
Exactly.
States. And Nick Foles, a
That's
guy,
the
a
story
guy
for me,
who's a
isn't it?
backup quarterback who ends up having lights out playoffs and ends up being the player of the day.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and-
You know, how
Absolutely.
wonderful.
That was
Yeah.
beautiful.
How wonderful.
Really.
What a great story.
Yeah.
And at the end, they asked him, and here he is with his wife, and it's like, what, 3 or 4 month old baby, and
Yeah.
said, where are you going? And we're going to Disney World.
Yeah.
How great, how great could that be?
You know, and I'm sure they pay them to say that.
They were
Oh, of
patriotic.
course.
You know,
they were
but,
patriotic too.
Yes, yes, they were.
It
Very.
appeared to me that it was all that was well done.
Well, somebody was questioning what color Pink's hair would be.
I think she just had it normal.
It was sort of normal, but I thought, how cool would it be if she had it red, white, and blue? But somebody would have made an issue out of that.
If she hadn't had the flu, she might have.
You know, that's
so-
what we could do with Peggy on the 4th,
Yeah, I
Fourth
thought
of
about
July,
that. Would that
you
get
know?
a, a rise out of somebody if I
Yeah.
did my hair red,
For
white, and blue?
for Veterans Day or 4th of July, have
July,
one
yeah.
side red and right down the
Yeah.
middle white and blue on the other side.
Yeah, you know, when you get
Do
my
that,
age.
Peggy. Come on, Peggy.
Yes, come on,
want
commit
me
to
Come on,
that.
Peggy. Commit,
come on,
Peggy.
come
Commit.
I'm not committing to anything.
Hey, Philip gave me this little bit of information that is pretty interesting. Today, at whatever time it is, around 12 o'clock, 1:30, something like that, there's going to be the first privately financed mission into space. And this thing is being done by the fella who owns Tesla, and he started PayPal and sold PayPal to build electric cars and go into space.
Wow.
And so he is now the person that NASA uses to build space stations. He's built this rocket, and instead of it'll carry twice the payload that's anything that's ever been done for a third of the money. And instead of putting bricks and concrete and stuff in there, he has put a Tesla Midnight Red. Elon Musk is the guy's name. Tesla Roadster in there, and it's going to fly around the sun and go to Mars.
Around the sun? I didn't even know you could do that. Did you know you could do
Well,
that?
we go around it every year.
I know. I know, but not in a spaceship.
So that's just cool that
Yes, it
there's
is.
somebody, just how much money did he get out of PayPal?
Plenty.
Because what he does is he evidently he's brilliant, and he comes up with these companies and sells them to do stuff like go into outer space.
Yeah.
Isn't that
So
amazing?
yeah, I mean, what wonderful entrepreneurial
Well,
type of
exactly.
person.
Yeah,
And be
he's
willing to
actually
turn it
branched
loose.
out into, if it has to build the cars, to innovative things relative to batteries.
Oh, for sure.
And so he's got one of the, I guess maybe the biggest battery manufacturing
In the
facility in the world.
probably.
Yeah, that he's just recently.
Well,
opened.
and the
That's
Tesla.
happening today. Did
Yeah,
you-
it's happening today. And the Tesla, of course, compared to all the rest of these electric cars, it's like 20 times better than any of them as far as its
Top line.
functionality and batteries and all. Of course, it costs about 10 times what the rest of them
What do you
cost.
think it does cost? Any
Oh, they're
idea?
over $100,000.
Well,
Yeah.
At least.
actually, I think
They might have a
actually,
lighter
Philip
weight
is
one.
an
now.
expert, our producer,
Yeah.
on this, but I think he's actually built some cars now that you can buy for $40,000, $50,000, or something like that.
Wow.
So,
But like the issue on that is what is the batteries. And what do you do with the batteries when you're done with them, and how much it costs to re-battery one of these things?
That's, I know.
It's another $20,000
It's
to
gotta be,
re-battery
just to get a
it,
battery.
Hey, we're getting ready to take a quick commercial break, but before we do that, I want to tell you that Bren's Shoe Boutique is going out of business. We'll have a commercial on the show about that later on, but the 3rd of March will be her last day, and she has great products down there, and she wanted me to let you know that starting tomorrow, Wednesday, what's today, the 6th?
yes.
That'll be the 7th. Everything that she has will be marked down to half price.
Whoa, that's the day to go. That's in the
Well,
Avenue.
they will continue to do stuff, and they have prizes. You show up, you get points.
And
It's a real
and they're
deal.
selling
going
everything
on.
in the
Everything.
that props and whatever.
Everything. They're
It's a
selling
really,
it all.
Really nice screen in there. I wonder if somebody's bought that yet.
So go see Bren's at Brenda Kemp at Bren's Shoe Boutique, and that is located at the downtown avenues on Atlantic Street in Tullahoma, right next door to Couches. So with that said, we'll be right back with the rest of today's show.
Russell's got your truck, man. Russell's got your truck. Chevy, Ford, and Ram, man. Russell's got your truck. With the best selection anywhere. Russell's got your truck.
Where can you find all 4 all-American truck brands all at one place? Check us out on the web at russellbarnett.com. If you still can't decide, give us a call. We'll line them up for you. Either way, my question is, why buy your next truck anywhere else?
Russell's got your truck, man.
All I have to do is think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday Miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure most of you are familiar with the program, What a Horse, that it airs right here on Charter 193. Jerry Harris is the producer of that show, and Jerry's going to tell us a little bit about a seminar. Actually, it's a field day for students, I think, up through grades K through 8, I believe. But anyway, he's going to tell you about that. It's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks in Shelbyville, and it'll give the young folks an opportunity to go out and learn more about the Tennessee walking horse, and also even a chance to ride the Tennessee walking horse. So right now, here's Jerry Harris telling you more.
March the 9th, we have a equine clinic, and I don't know, I can't stress this enough, Jimmy, that this is a fantastic opportunity for our students in schools, because we've got it open for K through the 8th grade. And we've got kids from Huntland coming, Bedford County coming, there's some from Tullahoma coming, there's some from Wartrace. I mean, we've got them from all around, but we want them from Fayetteville, McMinnville. All you have to do is email me at jerry@whatahorse.com. I will send you information on it. Ask your principal, because we have sent a ton of information out to principals of schools and superintendents to where the children know, the students, that this is an opportunity for them to really be educated. The USDA is going to be there, but people really do not understand how important the walking horse is to the state of Tennessee. And they don't, another thing is there are more scholarships out here in the equine industry than you can believe. There's clubs that give scholarships every year. A lot of colleges look for it, so there's opportunity. The USDA is going to be there talking about the opportunities when you get older and go to college to work with the government, with the USDA. There's a lot of demand for large animal veterinarians. So it's going to be great. We're going to let children ride. We'll let teachers ride too. All you got to do is sign up. Of course, we'll be sending out some forms for everybody to fill out. But this is going to be good. We're going to serve lunch, and there'll be snacks there. But it's a free field day for the schools. So to me, as one teacher said, this is a no-brainer. We normally have to pay for this. Y'all are giving it to us, and we are, because we want the people to understand how important the Tennessee walking horse is to Bedford County, especially the surrounding counties, Franklin County. We got kids coming from Huntland that are just beside themselves. They can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. I even had one father email me that they homeschool their daughter, but he's got 3 daughters. He wants to bring them all. He's going to watch his kids while they're there. So this is just a fantastic opportunity, Jimmy, and I hope people take advantage of it. I hope they call the principal. I hope they ask. And all you got to do is let me know. My phone number is 931-581-4411. Feel free to call me or email me at jerry@whatahorse.com.
You know, this is exciting for the kids, I'm sure, for a lot of reasons. Number one, you're going to get out of school that day.
Well, but
you're going to have an opportunity to ride these horses and learn a lot about them.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to have 3-time world grand champion I Am Jose. He's going to be there, and we're going to have the gentleman of the Tennessee walking horse, 20-year-old Golden Sovereign. This horse has been showing for years, won over 70 blue ribbons, world grand champion, world championships, and when you look at him, you'd never realize that he is 20 years old.
I know.
And we're going to have babies are going to be there, foals. It's going to be very educational for the children. And I've even got one teacher that we're sending her some questions because she's going to have a test when they get back. She wants some answers. Mike N will be there giving the history of the celebration.
Right.
So it's not just another day of going and looking horses. Vets are going to be there. Blacksmith's going to be there. They're going to be shoeing horses. They're going to be explaining the whole thing. So it's going to be good. I interviewed Celebration CEO Mike Inman, and we talked about the Equine Education Day, which everybody's excited about. I am here at the Calsonic with CEO President Mike Inman. We are at the USDA Shoeing Clinic, but right now we're going to talk about March the 9th and the Equine Education Day. Mike, we've got a ton of students registering for this, schools all around Middle Tennessee. I'm just looking forward to having them here.
Oh, I think it's going to be a tremendous event, very educational, and what I'm really liking from what I'm hearing from you, it's going to be a hands-on experience.
That's it.
So the children not only will learn a lot, but they'll get to get up close and personal and actually touch horses and interact with horses, and that's a whole different perspective than being in the stands and watching a horse. That's going to be real exciting.
Hey, it can be great. I've had homeschooled parents call me and asked if they can come. And of course, I'm wondering, how do they find it out? Well, they've been finding out from different barns that they already go to. Yeah. So they're really, I had one father that wanted to bring all of his children, including his 2-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. I said, well,
you can't get them started too early.
You can't get them started too early. I said, well, if it's going to be with her daddy, he can walk her around. I have no problem with it, because the main thing, we just want them to understand the horse. That's it.
Yes. Yeah, and I think you're doing a tremendous gift to the community and to the children. To have that, again, that interaction and that up-close experience is truly unique, and you should be thanked for putting this on.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's a joint effort, believe me. We had worked hard to raise funds to promote this horse, plus the fact we have an alternative motive for this too. We're hoping that eventually we get an equine bill passed that enables us to have competition between the schools, which can only, because there's tons of scholarships out there in the equine area.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just stands to reason that if you're in, especially Bedford County, Tennessee, home of the Tennessee walking horse, you got your state horse is right here, then what better place to start it?
Absolutely, that's a natural.
And who knows, we may end up with a high school championship out here in the Calsonic.
Hey, I know a place to have it.
Yeah, I know you do.
If you're going to do that, I know of a great place to hold it.
We got 3 places here that you can have, actually 4 that you could have a horse show.
Yes.
Plus, if you wanted to get into the competition where you're jumping and running and all this, I believe y'all did one of those out front one day.
Absolutely, we have. We've done it. We'll do it. If it involves an animal, we want to be involved right here.
Well, I'm glad of that. And Mike, I appreciate the celebration furnishing the Calsonic for us to where we can have this. And I'm sure all the students that come will appreciate it. And I'm betting a bunch of them got questions for you.
Well, I hope so. As long as they make them simple questions, I can help them.
Attention Shoeistas, Brenn's Shoe Boutique in Tullahoma is closing forever. Every item in the store is reduced for immediate sale. Brenda is offering huge discounts on her entire inventory of fashion women's shoes, designer handbags, and jewelry, featuring famous brands like Yellow Box, Nine West, Bandolero, Impo, Coach, Michael Kors, Joseph Ripkoff, and others. The sale is underway now through March 3rd. Hurry in for huge savings at Brenn's Shoe Boutique, 115 Northwest Atlantic Street, Tullahoma. Open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday.
The Animal Shelter has served Tullahoma dogs for nearly 30 years. Now, you can help us build a bigger and better no-kill shelter. Your tax-deductible gift is matched dollar for dollar, so come on, bark it forward and donate now to have your tax-deductible gift matched. Make your check payable to the COT Shelter Building Fund and go to tullahomatn.gov to see all the unique gifts available for your generosity. For more details, you can call City Hall at 455-2648.
Welcome back. I am here with Shelbyville's finest today.
Well, thank you.
Miss Sylvia Pinson and Sherry Frame. I am so glad to have you guys. They're from the Art Center in Shelbyville, obviously.
Yeah,
I almost said
Flower Center.
shovel because everybody
Shovel,
says
that's
that.
fine. We answer.
Yeah. I know there's so much going on, so I'm just going to let whichever one wants to start talking.
Well, we're going to put it in by months.
Okay.
So I'm going to start it off with the Triple C, which is February the 17th, 11 to 2 at the Art Center. What this is, vendors can come in and do chili, chicken, and chocolate.
That sounds
and
good.
Enough of 150 taste.
Okay.
And then the day of the event, then the consumer comes in and buys a tasting kit for $12 and children of 6. Then they taste and vote
on who's the best.
The best chicken, best chocolate, best chili chocolate.
Now, your vendors, have you got all the vendors you want?
No.
You're still looking for vendors. And what does that cost?
The first one is $15.
Okay.
And after that, it decreases for the vendors.
Okay.
So anyone that wants to come.
I mean, if I want to get in my kitchen and cook up some
Correct.
chicken.
We want the best cook that has the chili.
Dream on. I'm not doing it. Anyway.
Me either.
But
chicken, chocolate.
Yeah.
And,
that's a cute idea. How
well,
many years have you done that?
The seventh
and it's working,
year.
isn't it?
It is working.
I love that. That is great.
But it's housed at the Fly.
And let's tell them again when it is.
It's February the 17th from 11 to 2.
From Saturday. Or
Yes, and we would like their contestant form in by February 12th.
Okay.
So that we provide an 8-foot table.
And there is information there for you
Correct.
to call.
684-8359. Leave a message because we only have 2 days that we have volunteers to answer the phone. We'll immediately call you back.
I think nowadays you have to leave a message everywhere you call.
Correct.
I'm not answering the phone if nobody's on it. Anyway,
Correct.
that's enough of that.
I understand.
But I love this idea. That's
It's
a really
great.
good idea.
And
does this take place just all inside the center?
Yes.
So it's all indoors. You don't have to worry about getting
Correct.
cold. And you
All
have a
indoors.
beautiful space in there.
Thank you. Thank you. We do.
So you can get more vendors in there right now.
Yes. January, we pulled the building down. We have retiled. We've repainted. And
cleaned house.
It's cleaned house and threw away.
I love
it. We walked in last night for a board meeting, and the smell was just wonderful. Not that it was really bad, but you could just feel.
Yeah, but you feel the freshness.
Right.
Well, Sherry, let's talk about what you're doing.
Well, I'm just here to talk about the plays that's coming up this year, and we've got 4 main plays.
Okay.
Then we've got a children's play, and we've got an interactive dinner theater, which I'm excited.
That sounds like fun.
That is fun. And there's even, the first one's Arsenic and Old Lace, which is going to be, it's going to show March 9th through the 18th, the weekends. But tonight, if anybody's interested in auditioning for Fools, it's a play by Neil Simon. There's another audition tonight at the Fly at 6 p.m.
Okay, but when she says tonight, that means Tuesday night. So if you get the
Tuesday.
information, maybe you'll get there in time tonight.
Right. Correct.
Okay. And then Harry Tale is going to be the children's play later on. Murderous Crossing is the play they're going to do the interactive.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It sounds
A
like
mystery,
it'll be real
I guess.
fun.
A mystery.
Right. It's set on board of the HMS Victoria in the year 1923. And they're trying to track down a homicidal mastermind.
Oh, wow.
You got to help figure that out. Correct?
I think that's a cool idea.
It is.
People have fun at those things.
Yes.
And it's a fundraiser.
Yeah. And
Yes.
that's a really good idea. So, your children's play, what was that?
A Harry Tale.
Oh, Harry Tale.
Yes, it's
instead of a fairy tale, it's a Harry tale.
Right.
That's cute.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, and I do want to say that we're trying to sell season tickets.
Okay.
That is the best price you can get. You get the 4 main plays in that season.
For how much?
It's $51 plus a free seat cushion. So it's like you're getting a play for free, actually.
Exactly. That's a very good deal.
This is a new step for the Fly.
Yeah. And I think it works. We do that, and once in a while, people don't come and sit in their seats, but they're paid for.
Correct.
And that is a good thing,
Correct.
and we appreciate our people that do that because it helps us stay alive.
Right.
So that's wonderful. $51 for 4 plays is a real good price.
Right.
And a cushion?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I have plenty, but somebody doesn't.
That's
so.
right.
But, you know, with the play going on, and then in March, we have a dance. It's
And
called the Spring Fling.
Spring Fling.
And it's March the 24th, $10 at the door. And our band is Borderline. They're very known throughout this
Good.
area.
And are they like a combo, sort of?
It's
or are
more, they do a variety, rock and roll as well as line dancing, and you know, and they are very popular, and we are excited to having them. But it is our Spring Fling.
And of course, for reservations for any of those, just call that number.
Right, call the number and say.
And you can always try showing up at the door.
Correct. Well, you can show up at the door.
Yeah.
Now, if you want a table of 8, we need those
need to know that.
reservations
Yeah.
so we can reserve the table.
When you do a dance like that, do you have bring your own booze
Yes,
sort of thing?
BYOB.
A lot of people like that.
And then we provide a...
You don't have to.
You know, you don't have to. But we do have a concession table. It's a donation, and it's usually set up with ice, cups, and soft drinks and
So
water.
you just donate
and
whatever.
a little bag of chips or stuff.
That's a really nice
and
thing to do.
we have found in trying to man it and to make change that a lot of people, if they have $1, that's good. If they have $2, then they pick up.
And you
what they
find
need.
it plays
is
out
profitable.
okay.
It works.
All
it
right,
works.
and then nobody has to make change
Correct.
and stand
and you
there.
don't have a person stand there and man the station.
Y'all are so busy. I love that.
We are. And for a board of about 19, we are extremely busy. And PR and marketing, it was a godsend that this lady joined us because she now can attend the play meetings and get a more insightful what they're doing.
Right.
And I can be insightful in all of the
And
major
do
events.
other things.
Yes. And I'm glad to have her.
Are you an actress too? Do
No,
you do the
no,
play? You
I'm
just
more
like
of a playwright.
Oh, wonderful. Have
So
you written?
I've just
have you written
recently
one?
gotten into the playwriting. I've always been a writer.
Yeah.
But the playwriting's just recent. So
That would be such fun to put on an original.
Yes, and I think we are talking about that. That might be.
We did
one
that
day.
over here one time, and we found that by meeting in groups, we had a person that wrote it, but we cleaned it up by reading together,
Right.
and then, well, it'd be better if we did this, and it worked out beautifully. Oh my gosh, we got 15 seconds. Tell whatever you can.
Oh, come to the fly.
It's all happening at
It's
the
all
fly.
happening. More to come. We'll
More
be
to come.
back.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here at Marty Scott's garage, and we're having a practice session this afternoon for Kicking Out the Footlights. That is a production that's going to be done at South Jackson on Saturday night. Got Troy Durham, J.D. Honey, and Marty Scott, and the fabulous Argos will also be involved in this. And Troy, tell us a little bit about what's going on and why you're doing this.
Well, this show is near and dear to my heart. It's for breast cancer research. The money goes to Sarah Cannon Institute and the Civic Center. And this production is something that is really, really, really important to me. My wife passed away October the 13th of 2016 to breast cancer. And so we did this show October the 1st, 2016, and 12 days later she was gone. So she was part of our first show. And this is in memory of her and every other person that has lost their life to cancer or that is battling the battle right now.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing. JD comes over from Fayetteville and adds that great voice. JD, this is your second time to do this as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you being here and adding what you bring. I'd fight you for that voice, but I'm afraid I'd lose. And then we've got, of course, Marty Scott right here, and Marty's been involved in the music business around here and entertaining people for years, and I know, Marty, you're proud to be part of this as well.
It's a really good deal, John. It's people need to think about it touches us all, and if you stop and think, your family, your friends, this is some mean stuff, and we need to do anything we can to try to find a cure for it.
Yes, we do. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to step around the room and get the Dusty Boot Band who's backing them up here. And yes, sir, bass player, what's your name, sir?
Lauren Wild.
Lauren Wilds, and the drummer man?
Jim Brandon.
Jim Brandon, and then we've got our rhythm guitar player.
Drew Tucker.
Drew Tucker, you from Fayetteville as well? We're over in that area. And here's Robert right here, Robert Rogers, and if he shows up, he'll be playing. And of course, there's Jeff Petrunik, I guess, sort of the band leader on this, and chart writer, and
from Winchester.
Been involved with South Jackson Goes Country and a lot of great music things happening in Tullahoma for years. And just showing you the Dusty Boots again, and we want to thank Marty, Troy, and JD for putting this thing together, bringing it to South Jackson Civic Center. That is Saturday night, the 10th.
Yes, sir.
Starts at
7 p.m.
7 p.m. And I also will be proud to be involved and was honored to ask to be the MC for this show. So we're going to have a good time.
Folks, y'all come out, help us support this really, really, really good cause. And you'll have a good time. If you like old country music, you'll have a good time, I promise you.
There you go.
There'll be a total of 40 songs played Saturday night. So
plus a finale.
Plus a finale.
Okay.
So you get your money's worth.
There ain't no doubt about that.
All right.
Thank all of you.
All right, come see us.
When this old world was a saunter, all the clouds fall from the sky. Remember someone really loves you. We're gonna live forever now. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river. I'm gonna catch tomorrow now. Well, it's a big job just getting by with 9 kids and a wife. I've been a working man, dang near all my life. Keep on working. All my 2 hands are 15. Shit, I'll dream my baby to have her. Say a little bit of these working men. I keep my nose to the grindstone, work hard every day. I get a little tired on the weekends. chair where she'd bring the paper to me and sit down on my knee and whisper, oh, I love you. But now she's gone forever, and this old house will never be the same without the love that we once knew. Straight ahead, that's the bed where we lay and love together, and Lord knows we had a good thing going here. See her picture on the table. Don't it look like she'd be able just to touch me and say good morning, dear. There's her rings, all her things, and her clothes are in the closet like she left them when she tore my world apart. As you leave, you'll see the nursery, how she left me without mercy, taking nothing but her baby and my heart. Step right up, come on in.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one!
Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman. And this is Pat Welch. And John, we're here for segment 77.
Great.
The conversation with John and Pat.
Great. Pete Seeger originally sang this song. Peter, Paul, and Mary had it out. And
this sort of goes along with the segment because there were
Right.
protest songs and such as that back in the 60s. And we're going to be talking about the
It seemed
Vietnam
pretty
a little
well
bit.
recognized as the #1 folk song.
If I had a
writer.
hammer, hammer.
Pete Seeger.
Pete Seeger.
Yeah.
I don't know
Isn't that-
much about him, to tell you the truth. I heard this first from Peter, Paul, and Mary. Didn't realize he originally had it out. And I don't know much about Pete Seeger, but I know he's authentic.
Yeah.
You know,
if
that's
you
what
YouTube some of those Kingston
Yeah.
Trio
Yeah, you can.
and Peter, Paul, and Mary, and
Yeah.
those, they're almost inevitably at some point, those kind of musicians or artists mention him.
This is quick chord.
You can do it, John.
Chord
You can do
formation. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer at danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Ooh. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. It's song of danger, it's song of freedom, it's song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. I've got a hammer and I've got a bell, I've got a song to sing all over this world. It's a song of justice, it's a song of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Ooh. It's a song of justice, it's a bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Woo! Poorly done, but I got through it.
That was good, John.
There's a lot of words, and they come at you fast, Pat.
And with meaning.
Yeah, good song.
Meaning.
Good song. We're going to talk about the Vietnam Draft Lottery. This occurred, I'll get to that year in just a minute, but many lives back in the 60s were put on hold because of uncertainty about the future. And marriage had to be stopped or not planned. Schooling, long-term employment, all unknown for men of draft age back at that time. On December 1st, 1969, the United States held its first draft lottery, which gave young men a random number corresponding to their birthdays. Men with lower numbers were called first and told to report to induction centers where they could be ordered into active duty and possibly sent to the Vietnam War. This was something that was done on TV, and my brother said he remembers sitting in the dorm room and in a area where all the students met, and they would watch the TV, and when a number was...
Our friend Joe Lester said that he was at UT at the time and really active in his fraternity. He said the fraternity houses it'd be solemn night. They'd be there with the TV on, and some of them, he said, when if their number was drawn real early, they'd just get up and leave, just despondent, and it was
Well,
a
that's what my
tough
brother
time.
had told me the same thing. I was married when this occurred, so it was it didn't affect me so much. The first number drawn was September 14th. This means men born in the year of 1944 to 1950, with a birth date of September 14, received first priority for call to duty. The draft lottery.
What year was that, the first time?
69. December 1st, 1969. It was a method of selection that made choosing appear more fair, because there had been outcries of maybe it not being fair. The Vietnam conflict and war was not popular for much of America. There were many protests and demonstrations throughout the country. The draft lottery was held at Selective Service National Headquarters in Washington. 366 blue plastic capsules, each containing one date of the calendar year, including a leap year date. The capsules were drawn out and opened one by one and assigned sequentially to rising numbers. The last date drawn was June 8th, so that person probably felt pretty good about their.
Well, about number 300, people started.
Yeah,
feeling relieved.
I think I read it never really got above 168, but I might be wrong on that. But the highest draft number called for induction from 1969 lottery was, there it is, 195. So those selected 196 through 366 did not get called at all. I knew I'd read that somewhere. There were lotteries in 1970 for men born in 1951. In 71, there was a drawing for men born in the year of 1952. And in 1972, there was a drawing for men that were born in 1953. But those that were born in 53 were not drafted due to the abolition of the draft.
The numbers were pulled.
Yes.
They just didn't. They ended up not drafting them. So what birth year was it? It was the first not to be drawn.
Not to be drawn. That would have been 1954, I suppose.
And I was born on February 4th of 54, and I have had a really hard time with the whole deal ever since. Because I had friends who are a little bit older, and we got friends a little bit older than me now that served. And what if I'd been born 6 weeks earlier?
Yeah.
I'd been in that, and I can't go to a Vietnam movie without being guilt-ridden.
I think we are happy there is a volunteer service now without having to do this. Right. Of course, our weaponry is much more sophisticated than it was back then. Pat, you were born in your date. I won't give it out because somebody might look up your Social Security number and get all your money.
Yeah, you always want a return on your time and investments. So there wouldn't be a lot of return on that.
But you would have been 210. My number.
If I'd been drawn in 53.
Yeah, and 69. Yeah. But it didn't affect you at that time. My number was 305. If my date corresponded with that. Chris, my son, 77. Mark, my other son, 22. The lower the number, the more concerned a parent would become also, because parents didn't want their child to be injured or killed out there.
John, can you remember registering?
Yes. I went to be examined, and I was turned down. We met somewhere in Nashville, and everybody undressed. I mean, it was a humbling experience standing there with about 150. I don't know how many people there were.
Did you register at Lewisburg? Where was the closest
we registered
federal?
In Lewisburg because that's where each county had a selective service representative.
See, I had a card, and I had to go to Winchester. There's a federal building there in Winchester, just off the square, and I went there to register. I never will forget that.
Yeah.
One of the identifications they wanted was scars. They went all over me, and I had a cut on my left fore.
So they detected that.
And that was on the card.
But you have to have so much respect for those people who served in Vietnam or served in the military in any way. But those men that served in Vietnam,
and they served at a time when they came home. They were treated with disgrace. It was just an awful time.
The withdrawal of American troops in Vietnam with the Paris Peace Accords was January 27, 1973, and the Vietnam War ended fully April 30th, 1975. Casualties from the Vietnam War, over 58,000. Wounded,
we talked about that in our
153,000,
previous,
and almost 2,000 missing in action. The Vietnamese Army and Viet Cong had over 1 million killed in action. It is estimated that between 2 and 4 million of Vietnamese civilians were killed during the conflict. Now, just, I had a picture of my friend Phil Jones to show, but there were some others that we didn't get, so we only had Phil's. I'm not going to show his just by himself. He's a good fella, and I don't want to have him stand out that way. But you also said Mike Green served in Vietnam.
He was, I believe, was in the Navy and was a medic.
Mylon Hill, my friend, was in the Navy, and there are just so many that we won't be able to mention them all. There were 2 fellows from Chapel Hill who passed away in action, Johnny Sherfield and a Carl Gilbert, and I'm sure there were many from here that they gave their lives in Coffee County. So we just take our hats off to those folks and that served in Vietnam, and in fact in any part of the military.
And I'm so glad now that our country is a little bit more appreciative of those people's service, and they don't have to hide that fact. I had my mother's brother served in the Marines, and 2 tours of helicopter duty, which is not good. The survival chances are not really good on 1 trip, and he ended up making 2. I had a cousin on my father's side that was in the Tet Offensive and was wounded in that, and it was just a really, really tough time. The cousin that was wounded, his father, I mean, he was just almost in agony the whole time he was there, just so fearful that he was going to get the bad news. It was a really tough time, and one that's hard on me. What about me allowed me to escape that by 6 weeks or 8 weeks?
There's some feelings of guilt because you didn't go.
Yeah.
I had friends to go, and then me not being turned down for something wrong with me that didn't. It still makes you feel a little guilty.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. That wraps up segment 77, but we hope we can come back because we have got the stories. Thank you all.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mate. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with a material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterwear.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the cock of the walk.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and we've got a good friend on today. Today's show's going to be a lot about music, and Tony Castellanos is here with us, and he's a premier guitar player, and he's been on the show before. I like to bring Tony in from time to time because he's a consummate professional. And I called him up recently, and we do business with Bites of Europe over in Manchester, and a restaurant over there. And Kevin was looking for somebody to come play a little background music, and I said, Tony's the man. And so Tony's over there playing what, on Friday nights now?
Friday nights from 6 till 9 o'clock.
6 till 9 o'clock.
We need to get you over there.
Little history on you, just quick.
Real quick, well, I've just been playing music for the last 60 years.
60? That's all?
No, that's it. No more than that. And we're just trying to, I brought my baby today. This is my little Ibanez jazz guitar. And I'm going to play a couple of tunes for you, and I hope you all enjoy it out
Okay.
here.
Well, let's hear one.
All right, let's go ahead.
Tony Castellanos. That's your favorite kind? What is that's jazz? That's your favorite
like,
kind of music?
It's like a mellow kind of jazz, like my wife calls it liquid jazz.
Liquid jazz?
That's what my wife calls it.
All right. But you play just about any kind of music there is.
From R&B to classic rock to blues to soul to whatever.
How about Caribbean? You do a little Caribbean
we do some
stuff?
Caribbean too, sure.
Yeah. Are we going to have time for another one right now? Yeah. Okay. Well, what you going to do this time?
Let's do breezing.
Breezing. All right. Let's get breezy. right here at Channel 6 Studios. Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No, sir.
Good job.
I'm glad you had me here.
Oh,
today.
I'm glad to have you here. What we're going to do right now is I want to ask you one question.
Sure.
How much practicing do you do? You've been playing for 60 years.
Yes.
How much practicing do you do every week now?
Not much anymore. I used to practice a lot, not that much anymore. Maybe an hour a week or so.
I heard a story about Chet Atkins, and somebody was talking about him and said that they never went in his office that he didn't have a guitar in his hand playing. Because he was always looking for something new. They said, the guy said he walked in one day and he had a milk carton in there and he'd cut pieces of plastic and had it stuck under the strings, and he was looking for a specific sound.
Yep, you can get a banjo sound out of that. It's true.
We're going to have you back here in just a little bit, okay? So
thank you.
We're gonna get another song out of Tony. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
All right, we're going to have one more song with Tony right now. What you got?
What you would do for love. Bobby
I would
Caldwell.
do just about anything for
there
love.
You go. I guess you wonder where I've been. It's just to find the love within. 'Cause I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me, but I'm in the daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. Some people go around the world for love. They never find what they dreamed of. What you want to do for love. You tried everything, but you won't give up. In my world, only you made me do for love what I would not do. You make me do for love what I would not do. For love, what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Some people go around the world for love. They may not never find what they dreamed of. What you want to do for love. You tried everything, but you won't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Yeah.
What I would not do for love. All right. Tony Castellanos, folks. We've got, and what's that until? Until the next segment. We have 1 minute and 40 seconds. We're going to just let you, I'm going to thank you for being here.
Well, thank you.
And I want people to know they can go see him over at the Bites of Europe on Friday nights.
6 till 9.
6 till 9.
Yes.
And listen to the tunings and croonings of Tony Castellanos. Great guy. Great guy. All righty. We'll be right back after these messages.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
What we got? Okay. And when are we going to do that?
When you're done talking.
Right now, when we're done
We got
talking?
time for it? Okay.
All right.
Well, if you want to come to a great dinner dance, come to Bell Buckle Saturday night to the banquet hall. Anyway.
South Jackson Street Band and Peggy Burton.
And
Valentine's
other people.
dance down there. Darius Wallace is Friday night at South Jackson.
It's Friday night in the Mount Zion Choir.
And the Mount Zion
Starts
Choir.
at 7 o'clock. Please show up. It's a wonderful event. And
Troy
then
Durham on Saturday night. And then next week we have
the Road Crew.
The Road Crew.
And
we're going to have that and just
they're called
close with.
Route 66 Group, and actually they're quite awesome.
Yes,
so why
they
don't we
are.
listen to them?
All right,
Yeah.
we're ready to go. We'll see you next time.
Well, it's about halfway between here here and there. This yellow rose of Texas, blooming in the cleanest air. Longhorns and Cadillacs are raised on a ranch alright. Like a breeze, I'm down the highway till I see her neon lights. I'm on the road to Amarillo tonight. Well, there'll be a celebration when we all hit the town. A big Texan rendezvous as we all gather round. When roadies come together, it'll be an awesome sight. This old Tulane's gonna take me there, you know it feels just right. I'm on the road to Amarillo tonight. Oh yeah, deep in the heart of Route 66. This is the place where you can still get your kicks. It's pure Americana, a slice of apple pie, a diner in the distance, a flashing motel sign. I'm on the road to Amarillo tonight. Hey, I'm on